Hello Twin Flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to your daily energy check. We'll jump straight into the reading. This is going to be your classic check-in for both feminine and masculine collectives. And we will start with an oracle message. Today I picked the Oracle of the Fairies, so this will have some advice for us light workers. And it just felt right. By the way, happy birthday to those who celebrated yesterday. I did too. That's why I didn't do this kind of reading, and I decided that I'll be honoring that a lot more for myself. And sometimes I'll probably plan it a little better and pre-record something. Sometimes I just skip a day, but regardless, I want to make sure that during those moments that I have that energy and time for myself. And whether I like to admit it or not, but tarot actually does take up quite a lot of energy. So this was important to me, this was necessary, and I had so much fun celebrating yesterday. Today I have a new episode of Mindfully Away going out, which is going to be about replenishing your energy, about dealing with thoughts and feeling, with the problem of energy draining, where maybe you feel like by afternoon you're already sluggish and it's like you're out of energy. You don't have energy for anything else. People deal with it all the time. Some people have problem getting yourself energized in the morning, hence a lot of people go to coffee or to some other artificial ways to support themselves, to even be able to start the day and function, which is what a lot of us are kind of asked to do by society, right? And everything we have on our to-do list. So I'll be taking you through that topic and like what impacts it, why we are where we are, and how you can deal with it, still living a life in this reality, in this world where, it's not necessarily gonna get easier and maybe you can't just escape it, right? Especially if it includes activities that you are doing with your family, because you can't just decide, okay, now I'm not gonna do it. But there's definitely a better way to manage your time, your energy, and support yourself also in a healthy way with healthy methods. So tune in for that at 6 p.m. EST. I'll leave a link in the comments. 6 p.m. EST New York time, so pretty soon actually. And if not, it will be available as a recording. So you can still use the same link that I will provide, but it will just be a recorded version then. Okay, so a card for Divine Feminine. Oh, and of course, don't forget to like the video. And if you're new, welcome, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the updates. There will be most likely a lot more tarot content on this channel going forward with horoscopes, because I'm going to move that activity from my other channel to here. So if tarot is your passion, if you like this kind of guidance, then definitely subscribe so you don't lose this opportunity, so that you're always up to date on what's coming up. Wow, Feminine's got celebration card. I love this so much. Get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out and dance and play. An invitation could be on the way. If you're invited, doesn't have to be a ball, it can even be a barbecue party at your friends. You never know, right? It may not have specifically the word dance in it, but if it's some kind of celebration or you can, treat it that way, then definitely this is time to celebrate and definitely acknowledge what you're celebrating in that moment. You don't have to know in advance, by the way, but as you celebrate, it is important to put a little bit more intention into it. For masculines, we've got the card called Hidden Depths. Something hidden is about to come to light, perhaps a secret or memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. Yeah, especially if it's some kind of suppressed trauma, unresolved issue, maybe a grudge. And I know we don't like talking about it, right? It's not nice to be holding a grudge. But forgiveness is a big topic for a reason. And I feel like it's underestimated and kind of like not talked enough about. By the way, happy month of mental health in the US. I'll be talking more about that too actually in May, because this topic is so dear and near to me. I started talking about this and I immediately remembered about something personal. But yeah, forgiveness is a big topic. It's not that easy. You know, it's not just like us saying to the person like, yeah, I forgive you, right? If deep down we still feel hurt, we still feel like we don't understand what happened, why this was done, there's some kind of unfairness in the situation, it may still linger with you for years, you know? So hidden depths card is basically saying that these things can come up maybe as somewhat uncomfortable, but they're coming up so that you can free yourself from them. Sorry, I'm just gonna, oops. Ta-da-da-da. By the way, speaking of my backdrop, I might be changing it to something different soon. I don't know what yet exactly, but okay. My God, this is never gonna get, there we go. Never gonna get perfect. We'll see what I pick. I need to go and review my options and we'll see. I might actually be moving pretty soon, so I might buy something new, but that, if I do, that would be definitely after I move and figure out what my new setup is gonna be. So, you know, after May, it might be a bit bumpy in terms of my backgrounds and setups of the readings, but I want to continue. I'm committed to the practice and I want to continue doing this. Okay. Today we're using Steampunk Tarot, by the way. I haven't used it for a while. 3 of Wands, bottom of the deck. It's a little foggy in that card. It's like, oof, I wish I could have more information on when my dream is coming true, when my ships are gonna come in and stuff like that. There is some kind of energy of impatience there, truly. But I don't think that, I feel like it's kind of part of the process, that you're not supposed to know those things, that there is still some task that you're supposed to do or to finish without knowing, to show good faith in the universe, in yourself, you know, in the fact that you're acting in alignment with your higher purpose, with your higher good. Yeah, 2 of Swords. There is a kind of inner conflict or some kind of question mark in your head of like, ooh, how long is this gonna be happening for? I don't know if I should make any major moves right now or not, because I don't have clarity, you know, the usual. Feminines, in the meantime, you have the Sun, clarified by 5 of Wands. Don't let anybody dim your sparkle. I know it's a bit of a cheesy line, but this is exactly what this is. You know, you are in a good place. You, again, has dancing in it, by the way. Celebrate. We had celebration for you. It's time to celebrate. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Don't let them get you worried. Don't let them get you stressed out about stuff, either within your space or them imposing their drama on you, right? It's important to kind of keep your boundaries in a way where you can rejoice, celebrate, and find that solace and actually heal, you know, with acknowledgement of how much you have to be grateful for, people who love you, you know, whatever your context applies for the celebration. Masculines, you have Page of Pentacles and 2 of Cups. Masculines are preparing to take the next step in this connection. Make it a little more public, a little more obvious. And I know it's gonna sound ridiculous, but it might be that the public part is making it public to you, Divine Feminines watching. So, you know, like if they had all their feelings and maybe they haven't even told you and you know it, but they haven't really talked about it that much. Or maybe they treat you as a friend, you know, friend zoned you. So as far as they're concerned, it's a secret from everyone in the world, including you. But you know, we know that you know, right? And this is like stepping out, but it could be them just announcing it to you, you know, like how special you are, or, you know, I want to take it to the next level. And maybe it's not going to be like, let's move in together, but, you know, let's hang out, let's maybe have dinner together, or, you know, there's this project that I'm starting and I'd love you to get on it with me. You know, this could be something fun for us to collaborate on, whatever it is, right? But for the masculines in their space, it's a big deal and it's a big step, because as far as they're concerned, nobody knows about their true feelings and they're just kind of in control, just kind of now slowly stepping out of that comfort zone and announcing it and kind of like checking what's the reaction. Additional question for today. Seven of Swords and the Lovers. Ooh, the question of true love. How do we tell if it's true love, if the person is in the energy of true love, or they're just manufacturing it with certain behaviors, certain moves, certain words, just a kind of like trying to make it good, or trying to impress, trying to make peace, especially if they have a lot of conflict underneath with what's going on the surface. Speaking of conflict, for the feminines, 4 of Swords, 9 of Swords. Wow. So feminines, yeah, don't pretend like you're unbothered if you really are full of anxiety and just about to blow up. I'm not saying blow up. Of course, do the good old kind of like count to 10, or take your time to get back to the balanced state, and then have a conversation, and then discuss like, this is what's bothering me, or I'm uncomfortable with this, let's talk about it, right? But it's important to bring those things to the surface and not just like pretending like everything's fine. Or kind of like, I managed to not to burst out crying or shout at you yesterday when this was a big deal, so today I'm not gonna talk about it at all. I mean, I've been there, I know myself, like, when I've kind of like, for example, in the moment of weakness, I kind of at least took my time and space, and I didn't didn't blow up onto a person. And then when I get to that safety, to groundedness, to balance, it's like, well, now I'm balanced, so it's fine, right? Maybe it's just fine not to talk about it, because why bother? Who likes conflict, right? But that's the story, that's the belief, to keep yourself in a safe space, in a kind of like, yeah. Masculines, you have 2 of Cups again, clarified by Temperance this time. Yeah, masculines, for you, the biggest sign, the biggest tell that it's true love, if this love is stimulating you to be better, to do better, to grow, if it's kind of like just with their presence, this person is taking you to a different place, or like once you, if you were thinking physical space, like they kind of like by just appearing in front of you, they make you kind of like straighten up your posture, maybe have a bit of a, I don't know, better position with your arms and legs, whatever it is, like more open posture, maybe smile, right? Like in that physical space when we are like impressed by someone, right? Or we want to, with our body language, want to tell them how excited we are. It's like it immediately kind of, we light up, right? With our body language, right? So it's something like that, but it's much deeper, maybe it manifests itself like that in a physical form, but that it actually goes so much deeper, that it's definitely like you are being taken on quite a spiritual journey, just with that person being close to you, in close proximity, physically and energetically. How do the feminines see in the connection at this time? We see Death again, by the way, and High Priestess, 2 major arcanas. Yeah, so feminine is going full on, I'm, the priestess, and I'm working on myself, on my light worker mission, on who am I becoming, on what's next, and I'm thinking big. Like this is definitely like a big vision process, and like whatever it takes, I need to go live in the mountains of Nepal, I'm there, I'm booking my ticket already. I feel guided to go on a famous talk show to present my business as if, it's already thriving, super successful, and I'm just killing it. Even if deep down, like based on numbers, I know it's not that like that. Yes, I'm booking that appointment and I'm doing it, right? It's like this big energy, but it is coming from, like in terms of the connection, it's like the feminines are saying, my priority right now is my light worker mission and what I'm doing there. And I know that by consequence, it will transform this connection as well. But I don't know what it is. And right now it's kind of like not the best time, not the best energy to be thinking too much about it. I'll figure it out. It kind of like, it will work out, having that faith. how the masculine is feeling about the connection right now. 9 of Wands clarified by 4 of Swords. So another synchronicity now with 4 of Swords for the masculine. So masculines are working on their fears. Simple as that. You know, like part of the generally masculine collective, masculine brain is like, I need to have a contingency plan. I need to have that algorithm where it's like, if this happens, then I do this. If this happens, I do this or that, right? And there's a lot of that around the connection that they would like to have this just as they would have in any other situation, but they can't because there's too much of an unknown. And this is about finding now peace with the unknown and being okay with not necessarily having control of it or prescribing it. You know how that you sometimes appear with another person and you're like, this is the kind of setup that I'm ready for, right? And then the other person can decide if they're in or out. And now Divine Masculine understands that it may not go well, you know, like the feminine may not agree to all of these conditions, and it's not even a good idea to put it out that way, right? And it's scary as hell. But masculines, and that's why masculines are finding their space of like peace, of groundedness, so that they can let go of that control more, right? And explore more and experiment and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you all, and until next time.